The soldier stands with his back to the wall and looks out the aisle. He holds his pistol with a silencer in both hands and looks around. He now turns to the group behind him and says they can now begin the plan to gather resources. Two siblings went out to eat together but didn't realize our protagonist was staring at them. The younger girl asked if she could take a specific sweet, but the older sister said not to take high-calorie foods. But seeing how much her little sister wanted the candy, she added that the bag didn't have infinite space, so she was told to just take one. She was then happy again, but our zombie protagonist was jealous of her since she can eat snacks to regain her energy. Suddenly she noticed something behind her and a shiver ran down her spine. She looks back but only sees our MC walk away. He passed another room where 3 players were gathered and discussing the mission rewards. He listened to the players that in order to unlock a hidden mission, they need to share resources with the NPCs. This would give players a gun. Our protagonist now imagines that if players already had guns in this short time, they would be far too powerful. He can't let the 3 get a gun. Suddenly, a scream was heard throughout the building. The 2 NPC siblings were threatened with knives by 3 people. The eldest screamed at the 3 not to come nearer. But one of the 3 smacks them in the face and yells back that they should be quiet, and if they were going to lure zombies with their screams he would use them to feed the zombies. While the older sister protects her little sister, she looks the boys angry in the face. The guy noticed that and wanted to hit her in the face again. Fortunately, the soldier arrived in time, took the man's hand and immobilized him. At the same time, he asked him if he knew how dangerous it was outside and that everything he did caused trouble. The 3 players who were previously with our protagonist approached the soldier and the guy and asked them if they had gone mad. At the same moment, the soldier lets go of the guy. Then the soldier tells everyone that now is not the time and they should prepare to leave. At the same time, he took his knife out of his belt pouch. He himself thought about teaching everyone a lesson later. Everyone then ran after the soldier, while our protagonist hides behind the corner, worrying about how to defeat the group. Suddenly he got a new message from the system. Shocked and unquestioning, he looks at his submission. He has to save the 2 NPC girls from the bullies. I'm a zombie, need to save 2 human NPCs? Are you kidding me now? The system then tells him that he gets +5 favor from the 2 students. He wondered what good that would do him. Then he recalled the conversation the players had earlier. In the next scene, our MC is trying to get through the horde of zombies to get to the group. When he arrives, he sees the group defending themselves surrounded by zombies. Our protagonist is impressed that the beginners know how to form a formation. To test their fighting ability, he pushes a zombie towards the group. One of the players saw the zombie approach and yelled at the others to be careful while decapitating the zombie. Ling Yan is slightly annoyed that players with low wisdom are quite capable against zombies. However, since he wants to win against the group, he got the idea of being a tank, but he has to be careful not to take critical damage. With a loud groan he ran ahead. At that moment, one of the players threw a knife at a zombie. But before the knife catches a zombie's head, our protagonist catches the knife with one hand. The players then threw everything they had, but our MC blocked all attacks. One of the players warned the other that this zombie behaves differently. The 2 players then looked back at our tank and saw a red aura surrounding him as he protected the other zombies. One of the players reported to the soldier that one of the zombies is protecting other zombies. He replied that the zombie only has some wisdom, so everyone should attack him first. 2 players then jumped towards our player to attack him. But their attacks didn't hurt him much because as long as his head isn't hurt, he won't die. One of the attackers shockingly remarked that they couldn't kill him, while the other attacker told him to calm down. But then he yelled with full determination that he doesn't believe in it and ran towards our MC with his knife. What the attacker didn't know, however, was that our tank wanted it to move away from its group. the soldier noticed that he was moving away from them and yelled at him not to leave the formation and come back immediately. Just before the attacker could stab his knife into our zombie dodged. He then rammed his knife into a horde zombie. The zombies surrounded him and ate him. Our MC got 2 experience points for it. Now he only needs to kill 1 to level up. The soldier shouted to the others to be careful because the blood makes the zombies even stronger. The zombies went back to the group. One of the players finds the game way too real and scared, but the other player yelled at him that everything is just fake and he shouldn't be a coward or the future will be even harder. Suddenly a zombie knocks his axe away and wants to bite him. However, the soldier came to the rescue and shot the zombie in the head with his pistol. The soldier then yelled at him to pick up his gun and that he had 1 bullet left, which he would use to kill the zombie with wisdom. However, the soldier missed his shot, grazing our protagonist's face and hitting another zombie. Happily, our protagonist runs into the horde of zombies since he is now out of bullets. But in retrospect, he found that instead of attacking the group, the zombies ate the zombie that was shot. The group took the chance to counterattack. However, our MC noticed that 1 player split from the group and is fighting 2 zombies alone. Then he sneaks up on the player and bit his shoulder, which earned him 1 experience point. The player trembled in shock. But before he could regain his senses, the zombies surrounded him, what the other players noticed. Our protagonist then attacked the soldier, but 1 player protected the soldier and our protagonist bit his arm. Our zombie will then kick the player into the zombie crowd. While being nibbled by the zombies, the player yelled at the other players that even if they die, they can be revived and only 1 needs to survive to complete the mission, and that is to protect the soldier. Our MC tries again to attack the soldier. But before he could attack, 1 player kicked another player towards our zombie so he couldn't attack the soldier. The 2 fell to the ground. He then stabbed the player's neck with his hand, killing them instantly. He got another experience point. The system warned him that he was low on HP and that he could not revive or exit the game if he died. Looking at the player and the soldier, he realized that they were fighting and that he had better hide until they spotted him. On his way to a safe place, he is suddenly attacked from behind by a player who wants to avenge himself because his boss died because of him. When our MC looked back, he saw a knife coming his way. What the hell? What did I do wrong? Am I going to die here? After these emotional questions, our protagonist manages to stop the knife with both hands. He took the knife away from the guy and he's still wondering why he has to be the girl's bodyguard. He feels fooled by the system. Knife in hand, he attacked the guy, screaming that he just wanted to survive. He cuts the guy in half with the knife. This gave him another experience point. Then he fell to the ground, exhausted. The system informs Ling Yan that he has met the evolution requirements and recovered all HP, and he should choose an evolutionary line. His wounds began to heal on their own. Ling Yan is happy that he can finally develop further. He can choose between 2 evolution lines, namely Strengen Zombie or Commander. Suddenly, the system informs that he will lose consciousness for 10 minutes during the evolution. Our MC is shocked by the news and only wants to risk it after adding the attributes. Since he's already stronger than human players as a zombie, he decides to put all his points into mobility. Now he strikes a pose and instinctively hunts reminiscent of a black jaguar. Then he ran so fast it felt like he was flying. The players don't understand what's going on now. He now ran to the player and the soldier and smacks the player in the face for trying to block attacks. The soldier then screamed that it's a mutant zombie. The soldier then jumped towards our protagonist with a knife in his hand. But the attack from the soldier was repelled by our MC's hand. Knife in hand, our zombie player attacked the soldier. The soldier tries to deflect his attack with his arm, but our MC bit his arm as a result. Then our zombie player ran to where the girls are. The girls noticed a zombie walking towards them. With their backs to the wall, the anxious girls try to protect themselves. Unexpectedly, our protagonist carries them both like luggage, and ran away while the white-haired girl slapped his legs and yelled at him to let go, and the brown-haired girl's soul burst out of sheer fear. A player and a zombie watched the spectacle, and the player wonders if zombies are so picky about food. The zombie responds with a groan. The two looked at each other as if they could understand each other. But then all the zombies attacked the player again. Our protagonist kicks open a door and throws the girls against the wall. Trembling with fear, the two looked at our zombie player, only glad that the two are safe now. Confused, the two looked at our MC, who is leaning behind some boxes. He believes he can now develop further in peace. When he saw the ranks of the line of evolution, he was upset. Because he worked so hard to level up, he can only choose between two lowest-ranked races. Frustrated with the game, he stomps on the ground, startling the siblings. The system then tells him that the first line of development will influence the future line of development. As a result, our protagonist doesn't know what to choose since both have their advantages and disadvantages. Annoyed, he chooses it at random and thereby chooses the commander. Suddenly, a red aura comes out of our zombie player's body. Of course, it scared the siblings. The system informs him that he will evolve into the lowest-ranked mutated zombie. Commander, our MC wanted to ask for his mission reward, but he already passed out. The girls wonder why the zombie stopped making noise. The white-haired then saw a pipe. Our protagonist opened his eyes again after 10 minutes. He saw the girl's legs in front of him. He looked up slowly and saw how the two tried to sneak away. Startled and frightened, they see that our zombie player has awakened. Confused and happy, he finds that he can see the status of the NPCs. He immediately checks if he has received new abilities to see the status of others. Motivated, he sees that all of his attributes have grown and he has received 3 new abilities. Almost forgotten, he looks at his reward for the submission. As expected, he received +5 favor from the students, and since he completed more than the system expected, he also gets a dagger to level up. He then used his skill points to upgrade Commander and increase his countdown to 5 seconds. Happy that he made the right decision, he looks at the two who are still afraid of him. After giving the siblings a thumbs up and a disgusting expression and a moan, which translates to, "I'll protect you," the 2 NPCs looked even more frightened, but our MC ran away. The two then looked down the aisle to see if he was gone yet. The older sister then says that they should leave this place because it is no longer safe. The younger sister agrees with her and said that everything her big sister does is right. The two go back and find that all the zombies are gone. Our protagonist hides behind a pillar and wishes them both good luck. The system this time informs us that our MC previously used the commander ability to lead all zombies on the first floor to the second floor. Suddenly our protagonist realizes that something strong is over him. The system will inform Ling Yan that he is in another zombie lord's area and that he must either defeat the boss or leave the area or the zombies will turn him hostile. Of course our MC wants to flee the place. But luckily the system warns Ling Yan that he has unlocked a hidden mission. He must defeat the lord of this territory and he can plan and claim it as his own territory. This will make other zombies lords hostile to him. The zombie lord also drops an item. Our protagonist immediately changes his mind and runs to the second floor. He finds that the lord is a higher level than him as he can already feel his powerful aura. Since all the zombies gather on the second floor and don't go higher, our MC finds the lord is on the third floor. He now applies his ability to the entire zombie horde. If he can't defeat the boss, he can use the zombies as a meat shield and escape. He takes another look at his blue window, which the zombies next to him are watching with interest. Now that everything is prepared, he slowly moves towards the third floor, while his body fears the boss. Once at the top, he smells a scary rotten smell. He found the boss with his back to him. He thinks the boss is pretty big and a tough zombie. While the boss is eating, he notices our MC and looks at him with red eyes. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.